And we're here. The end of day 2 is upon us. We are down to the last 3 picks, it looks like. We got some comp picks coming up. 49ers currently on the clock. And it's been an interesting one, to say the least. It's been an interesting day 2. Maybe not quite what we all expected. And that tends to happen in these drafts. So Michael here says he can't believe it's 89 picks into the draft and Shedeur Sanders. And now it's 100 picks into the draft and Shedeur Sanders has not been picked. And by the way, that includes a couple quarterbacks going kind of late here, and Jalen Milroe and Dylan Gabriel, who maybe we didn't expect those players to go over. I don't think anyone really expected those two guys, even Tyler Shuck, to go over Shedeur Sanders, but that's just sometimes how it falls, man. It's just sometimes how it falls. I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, this is a guy that all offseason was mocked in the top 10, right? Like, he was literally mocked in the top 10. And it's interesting because, like, I know mock drafters, it's mock drafting, but a lot of times they have some insight into players and where they're going to go and things like that. So, but we're here. We got the last couple of picks finishing up here. 49ers on the clock. Their pick is in. And we're going to be rolling with some rookie drafts potentially. We'll see if we can fill it up tonight. I know there's going to be less people overall Friday night. Day 2 is not as exciting as day 1, but I'll send out the link here and you guys can join if you are interested. And yeah, we'll go through some of these picks and kind of my overall reaction to them. So currently where we stand, we have 30 fantasy relevant players that have gone off the board. So 30 fantasy relevant players off the board. That includes 5 quarterbacks. Not sure if we expected 5 to go in the first 3 rounds. And only 6 running backs. That's probably the most shocking thing of all, that we've only had 6 running backs off the board. Of course, we had 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and 3 second-round picks, and just 1 third-round pick, unless I'm completely missing something there and I missed it. But kind of interesting that this running back class that we touted as one of the best we've seen in a long time, we see only 6 running backs off the board, right? Potentially only 6 running backs off the board. So interesting stuff. And let's just kind of go through it as we wait for these last few picks to come in here. I'm trying to see if I can see the 49ers. The 49ers pick is not in yet. Oh, they're announcing it right now. But anyways, we had, of course, the first round. We had Cam Ward to the Titans, Travis Hunter to the Jags, Ashton Jeanty to the Raiders, Ted McMillan to the Panthers. Colston Loveland is a Bear, and the 49ers go defense, so no fantasy guy there. Tyler Warren is a Colt, Mecca Ibuka a Buccaneer, Omarion Hampton a Charger, Matthew Golden a Packer, Jackson Dart a Giant. That is the first round. Into the second round, which started just over 4 hours ago. We had Jaden Higgins off the board, 34th overall. Nice draft capital for him. Quinshon Judkins to the Browns, 36th overall. Travion Henderson goes 2 picks later to the Patriots. Luther Burden is a Bear. Man, there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. How are we feeling about Luther Burden on the Bears? I don't know how to process that yet. I mean, they also went Colston Loveland with the 10th overall pick, with DJ Moore, with Roma Dunze there. That's going to be an interesting situation. Just looking up DJ Moore's contract here and seeing what we got for his contract. I mean, he's under contract for a couple more years. They really can't get out of that contract. I mean, maybe they can get out of it in 2027, but yeah, they're not getting out of that contract for a couple more years. So that's going to be interesting there. Tyler Shuck is a Saint. I think that was kind of surprising for people. Mason Taylor. We get some tight ends off the board here. Mason Taylor to the Jets, Terrence Ferguson to the Rams, Elijah Arroyo to the Seahawks. So 3 straight tight ends there. So nice draft capital for the tight ends. We got 5 tight ends in the top 50. 5 tight ends in the top 50 is pretty damn nice. Trey Harris to the Chargers. Okay. Jack Bech is a Raider. RJ Harvey is a Bronco. I think that was a little bit surprising for people that RJ Harvey was the 5th running back off the board in the second round. I don't think as we have the Broncos made a trade up here. Let's see who they take, but I don't know if we expected RJ Harvey. I didn't see him mocked in the second round that often. As they go defense as well, the Broncos. So we're down to the last pick of the 3rd round. So at the most, we're going to have 31 fantasy relevant players. But anyways, RJ Harvey is a Bronco. Harold Fannin Jr. is a Brown. Kyle Williams, one of my favorite guys that over the last month, I've really, really kind of fallen in love with Kyle Williams, man. I'm really excited about this one. Kyle Williams to the Patriots. So you pair him up. Patriots, that's the only skill position player, besides obviously TreVeyon Henderson, but in terms of receivers, that's the only guy they drafted. Isaac Tesla is a line, two wide receivers that I don't really think a lot of people thought were going to get 3rd round draft capital. Isaac Tesla and Pat Bryant. They go within 4 or 5 picks of each other here. Tesla to the Lions. And they traded up for him, by the way. Pat Bryant to the Broncos. I don't think they traded up for him. Don't think we expected those guys to be off the board that early. So Isaac Tesla's name was a name you were starting to hear over the last month or so. I have to go back and watch him. Pat Bryant, I liked the size and stuff like that, but wasn't sure what he was going to do for fantasy. But we'll see here. Jalen Knoll is a Texan. Jalen Knowles, the Texans. We got the Vikings making the last pick of the 3rd round. Caleb Johnson is a Steeler. Finally see him go. Savion Williams is a Packer, just adding to that mess there. The mess there of the Packers wide receivers. We have Jalen Milroe, a Seahawk, Dylan Gabriel Brown, and I just saw that Ty Felton, wide receiver, out of Maryland, was just drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. So interesting stuff. So we did get one more fantasy relevant player, but maybe not who we expected. Some guys left on the board there. In particular at the wide receiver position, I was really hoping Jalen Royals was one of my favorite wide receivers in this draft class. Didn't get drafted. Alec Iomanner also didn't get drafted. Even guys like Torrey Horton, that I really liked. Xavier Restrepo, not drafted. Obviously, Shedeur Sanders didn't go. And then guys like Cam Scatterbo, Dylan Sampson, DJ Giddens. I was really high on these guys, really hoping for guys like Scatterbo and Sampson to be drafted day 2, and they're going to be early day 3 picks at best. We got to hope for. Even other guys like Damian Martinez, Devin Neal, Jaden Blue, was hoping for a couple more of those guys. Only 6 running backs taken. We had 4 last year. We had 4 in the first 3 rounds last year, and last year was a terrible running back class. This year is amazing. We only get 2 more. So, a little disappointing, I would say. A little disappointing, but we'll get to your questions, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat here. We'll run a rookie mock draft here. We'll go 3 rounds. Leaving the link here if you guys want to join us. Don't think we're going to fill it up like we did last night, but that is okay. And we'll just go 3 rounds here in this draft. So join us. Drop your questions, concerns. We'll wait. We'll give it a few more minutes before we get started. See if any more people hop in and will draft with us. But Milroe, I think you meant to write, Michael here. Milroe to Seattle is very interesting to me. I guess maybe Darnold isn't as safe as we think. I don't know if I would say that necessarily. I don't know if I'd say that. Now, there's always going to be doubt with Sam Darnold because we've only seen it for 1 year, that he was considered a bust, right? And then he had an amazing year last year. But we kind of attribute that a little bit to the offense, the head coach, the skill position players. It's pretty easy to succeed when you have Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson, Addison, Aaron Jones, Kevin O'Connell. And so we're going to be hesitant. That being said, Seahawks got some weapons too. Man, they're paying him a lot of money. Like, he's going to have to fall flat on his face to really not to get benched for Jalen Milroe. So I think Milroe, it kind of just taken the value a little bit there. But stranger things have happened. I mean, someone in one of our listener leagues mentioned it was our guy Yacht Possum who joins us every now and then, mentioning, like, is this a repeat of the Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson situation? Seahawks paid a bunch of money to Matt Flynn, who was the backup for the Packers, came in one game, threw like a bunch of touchdowns. Seahawks paid him a bunch of money, but then Russell Wilson won the job, right? I don't think the contract was obviously not as much as what they paid Darnold, but that's because we're talking, 15 years later or so. Drafted number 4. Nice. Yeah, we're filling it up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more spots left. So let's see if we can get this bad boy filled up. More people should be hopping on now that the draft day 2 is over. What do you guys think, though, man? 6 running backs taken. I'm disappointed by that. I'll be completely honest. I'm disappointed by that. Again, last year, which was considered a terrible running back draft class, we had 4 go in the first 3 rounds. This year is fantastic, and we only have 2 more go than last year. I was pretty confident that Scatterbo and Sampson were going to be day 2 picks. And then I thought there was a sneaky chance that guys like Damian Martinez, DJ Giddens, Jaden Blue, guys like that could even fill in there. And I was expecting 8, about 8, and to get only 6 is a little disappointing. It's a little bit disappointing. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders, man, falling. That's tough. But we'll see what happens. Nolan Higgins are both Texans, making it suddenly for sure. I don't know how to process all of that. I'm curious to see where that's why I love, having this draft almost full, because I want to see how you guys are all feeling about all of this, right? We got Nolan Higgins, to the same team. We got a couple wide receivers that not a lot of people thought were going to get drafted on day 2, in Isaac Tesla and Pat Bryant. So those were shocking. It's interesting. It's interesting. That being said, and we did fill this draft up, so we're going to start this bad boy up. That being said, if guys like Sampson and Scatterbo go early day 3, like in round 4 tomorrow, I'm probably going to take them over a lot of these receivers that were taken here. So Milroe, insurance policy. Yeah, garlic bread and meatball. We got garlic bread and meatball here. We're going to get this started real quick, guys. We are doing another giveaway. We did a giveaway yesterday where we spun our wheel of where we did our wheel of names there, and we gave away a free team review. We're doing that again. All you have to do is join our Discord, go down to the giveaway section, leave a comment, and I will enter you into the giveaway. So I left a link in the comments here. Green Bay with 2 wide receivers now is crazy. They're doing what they did last year with the safeties. Yeah. And let's start this up, guys. I'm going to leave it in we're going to do a 12 team super flex PPR. Let's go 1.25 tight end premium. 1.25 tight end premium. That's what we do in our listener league. So by the way, if you want to join our listener leagues, also join our Discord. And hop in there, because we are putting together a 3rd listener league. Might be our last one of the off season. And let me silence that for you. And we're going to get this bad boy started. This draft was crazy. I don't think RJ Harvey skyrocketing for sure. I'm going to take Shedeur's first overall in remark, so he feels better about himself. Yeah, man, that's rough. That is rough. Sanders contributing so much to the kids' fall. The threat. Yeah, I guess so. I also think, though, I know there's going to be conspiracies and, it's his dad and stuff like that. yeah, let let I know you went Shador Sanders, but let's kind of make it realistic here. Yeah, let's make it realistic, Garlic. But I know you're wanting to make him feel good. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's a 1.25 tight end premium. 1.25 tight end premium. We see Ashton Genty off the board, Cam Ward off the board, and that makes perfect sense. And then Omarion Hampton. Yep, that seems to be the 1, 2, 3 there. Yeah, but anyways, what I was saying is like, yeah, maybe the attitude, the cockiness, whatever. I don't know him personally or anything like that, but if he had the skills to be a first round or second round pick, he would be drafted, you know? So I don't think there's some kind of conspiracy going on necessarily. You think all 6 backs draft price will rise immensely? I kind of agree because we were expecting 8 of them to go, and now only 6. So we're going to covet those top 6. We really are. Tier breaks, yeah, we'll have to see where tier breaks are. We'll have to see where the tier breaks are here. We'll pause it after the first round, and we'll kind of check where these tier breaks are. So, but yeah, man, I'm just trying to get all this and wrap this all around in my head here as we see Ted McMillan off the board. And I still want to talk about these first round picks as well, because now that we've all had a day to sleep on it and think about the first round, I want to get how everyone's feeling about guys like Ted McMillan to the Panthers, Hampton to the Chargers, and stuff like that. Like, I think that I know people are excited about Hampton. I'm excited about Hampton as well, as we see Quinshon Judkins off the board here, 36th overall to the Browns. So he's the 105. Remember, this is a 1.25 tight end premium. And as we have Joey off the board here. But yeah, I think there's the 101, 105, 108, maybe 109. Yeah, we'll have to see how this draft goes and see kind of where I put the tier breaks. You know, it takes me a day to really think about this, so I don't overreact too much before I declare this is my tier breaks or stuff like that. The league is getting sick of the drama and passing on it. Yeah, and again, this was like considered. Remember, like the Kenny Pickett draft class. Like, obviously, it's Shador Sanders. So, would we be talking about this if his name was, John Smith? Probably not, right? You see Travis Hunter off the board. Because like guys like Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, those guys fell, right? Those guys fell when we maybe expected them to be first round picks. That was at least like the what people were mocking a lot. So I don't know if maybe just teams don't see that he has the talent. I find it hard to believe that if teams are just going to pass up on him if they think he's legitimate. So. And we are going to do just 3 rounds, guys. We'll probably run a couple of mock drafts tonight, but we are just doing 3 rounds. So as we see TreVeyon Henderson and Travis Hunter off the board there, and then Poopy PP is on the clock. Reminder: this is a 1.25 tight end premium. Curious to see where these tight ends go. Judkins to be available. It's going to be close for Judkins to be available at the 106. Yeah. People are going to love that Browns landing spot. They really are, and I don't blame them. As we see RJ Harvey, man, did we have RJ Harvey as a first round pick at all in any of our mock drafts ever? We've been doing mock drafts since December 29th. I think this is the first time we've seen Harvey. I mean, usually he was a late second, third round pick. So just what draft capital could do. And Tyler Warren off the board. Tyler Warren over Colston Loveland. And I'm curious, James, if you're with us, is that just because you've always had Warren over Loveland, or does the Luther Burden going to the Bears affect that for you and make you lean Warren now? You had Loveland over Warren, but now it's Warren over Loveland because of the Burden pick, or what? Because I've kind of been, even when after round 1, I think I was still leaning Tyler Warren myself, but just curious your thoughts there. As we have Dong Squad on the clock here. Once again, guys, join our Discord. If you want to get into a real money listener league, we have a couple more spots for our third one. Couple more spots for our third listener league. We already have 2 that we've drafted. I'd like to get a third one here, a dynasty startup. We'll also be doing redraft, but for now, a dynasty startup. So join our Discord if you want to get in there, and also join the giveaway. As we see Emeka Ibuka off the board, and then Colston Loveland off the board. So I am on the clock here. And I think my picks just, let me double check here. Ah, man, this is tough. I think I'm gonna dip into the third round because the hit rate on second and third round running backs is a lot better than a lot of other positions. I'm gonna go Caleb Johnson here. Running back for the Steelers, and I think he steps in and he has like a Najee workload. So I'm gonna pause it here. And let's get our thoughts here on the first round, guys. How are you guys feeling about this first round? Do you think this is how it's going to go? Do you disagree? What do you disagree with? What do you agree with? What do you think is the best value and things like that? As Team 10 disappeared here. I don't know where Team 10 went, but that's all right. But anyways, what's your guys' favorite pick here? And curious what you guys are thinking about guys like Ted McMillan, Travis Hunter, things like that. So, yeah, all the running backs went in the first round, right? And is that right? Is that wrong? I'm not sure. I don't think people are super excited about these wide receivers and maybe where they went necessarily. I know a couple of the guys, like, yeah, it's tough. I mean, we got a first-round wide receiver still on the board. It's tough. It's tough to know for sure. James, you said, yeah, I think the Bears are crowded. I'm a Bears fan. Still think RJ Harvey was a reach. Yeah. I mean, Denver, if they use him like Alvin Kamara, which is probably what he like in terms of what he can do as a pass catcher, what he like best profiles as. I'm not saying he's Alvin Kamara, but in terms of like his profile, I think he can be a pretty good pass catcher there. Hunter is good there. What's your guys' thoughts on Hunter? Because my opinion is Jacksonville trading up for him, and I'll get the second round started here. Jacksonville trading up for Travis Hunter, to me, says they're going to play him both ways. And Matthew Golden off the board here. And I think that's going to limit his snaps on offense. And if he doesn't get over 70% of the snaps, it's really hard to rely on wide receivers or tight ends that don't play 70% of the snaps. And also, I don't think a lot of people are talking about it, but it increases his injury risk, right? It increases his injury risk, like if he's playing on both sides of the ball. So you see Jaden Higgins off the board and Jackson Dart. So all the first round picks are gone by the 202. Mike says Denver traded down so many times. Sure, if they are committed, if they just knew he'd be there. Yeah, they probably knew he'd be there, right? Another thing about Travis Hunter is if he is going to play both sides, like you can get away with just winning because of your athleticism in college, right? Like you can get away with it, but he still has to work on his skills as a cornerback, his skills as a wide receiver. So I don't know, like. And is he going to be able to commit to those? I don't know, man. It's so hard to know with Travis Hunter. Harvey will move him up at least one, if not 2 round boost. Yeah, I think Harvey is in play for a first round pick. I do. I liked him. I was a little bit. I kind of started off high on him. I made a video on RJ Harvey back in January, talking about guys that I'm higher on than consensus. And this was all the way back in like mid-January, and RJ Harvey was on that video. But then I kind of soured on him a little bit. And Meatball, I don't know if you're there, but I think you can make a pick if you're still there, Meatball. I'm going to give you about 20 more seconds there. And then I soured on Harvey a bit, but then I started to rise on him a bit. it kind of went up and then down and then up again. And now I'm obviously back up with that draft capital. So it's going to be interesting. We got to remember, like, Sean Payton for running backs has been fantasy gold, right? Like he's been absolute fantasy gold. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the auto draft here. So as we got Devin Neal off the board, that definitely wouldn't happen there. Trey Harris off the board. But yeah, anyways, RJ Harvey is going to be an interesting one. Jacksonville also drafted a cornerback later. Sure. I just don't see Jacksonville trading up that much for him and then not using him both sides, especially with Brian Thomas, like using him as only a wide receiver, especially with Brian Thomas Jr. as their wide receiver. Like Jacksonville is not this deep, complete team that can afford to just trade away future capital. Like they got a lot of holes to fill, specifically on their offensive line. So I don't know. Michael, yeah, join the Discord. Join the Discord and go message in the Listener League channel, and we should get you in there. Jacksonville saying all the right things, and they would be absolutely out of their minds if they traded up, gave away. Yeah, exactly. And that's going to affect him, man. He's not going to play as much on offense. He'll still play a good amount. I just don't know how consistent it's going to be. Also, there's a chance that none of this works out, right? Like, oh, he actually can't play both ways, and then they choose one side. I assume they would choose wide receiver, but who knows? Not sure that Harvey will go. RG Harvey will go that early. I think you got a great value at the 112. Might consider Will Johnson at the 106. Yeah, again, hit rates for second and third round running backs are still pretty damn good. Down with fun. You're late, but you're here. That's all that matters. And what a draft! Yeah. What did you think? What did you think about only 6 running backs going? 6 running backs in this deep running back draft class, man. I was disappointed. No Scattaboo and no Dylan Sampson drafted today, and no Jalen Royals. That kind of bummed me as well. So tight ends got some good capital, that's for sure. Any tight ends that didn't get drafted? Not really. I mean, maybe Gunnar Helm, but I kind of expected him to be a day 3 pick anyway. So, as we got Shedeur Sanders off the board, Dylan Sampson off the board. This is a tight end premium, and I really like Ferguson to the Rams a bit, but I'm just gonna double check here, make sure. Man, someone stole my Kyle Williams. Really wanted Kyle Williams. Yeah, let's go ahead and take Terrence Ferguson here at a 1.25 tight end premium. I know people are going to say Tyler Higbee and stuff like that. At this point, when I'm drafting tight ends in the late second round, I kind of expect to wait a year on them. Like tight ends, it's very rare. I know we've been kind of spoiled the last couple of years, but like outside of the guys drafted in like the first round, when I'm taking a tight end this late in a rookie draft, I'm expecting kind of a 1 year, 1 year type of thing, right? So I'll wait till 2026. I really like Ferguson. He was super athletic, and usually that translates well for tight ends. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm marking off players as we go here. As we will knock out this round. We'll probably start up another one. If we got enough people interested, we can start up another one here. We'll probably finish this up after 3 rounds, fire up another one. We'll do maybe one more, and then we'll just kind of talk, answer questions, see if you guys have any questions about anything. So I'll give you the link here to join the other mock draft if you're interested. Shedeur was auto drafted. Yeah, I know. James, are you? Oh yeah, you are. You are in there. For some reason, I thought you were team 10. I don't trust Hunter's usage in Jacksonville. Someone says, so Garlic Bread says, even if you play 70% of the snaps, you're still looking at potentially 100 plus targets, and it doesn't cut into BTJ's. Yeah, they do have no one else in that wide receiver room for sure. I agree with you there, that they don't have anyone else in there. But man, I was looking up, and I might look this up on the fly here. I remember I looked up before about wide receivers less than 70% of the snaps, and it was not very good. It was not very good. So I don't trust Hunter's usage in Jacksonville and his chance of getting hurt. By the way, we have to assume like Jacksonville like knows what they're doing with this type of player, right? Like we have to assume that as well. So I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It is tough. To be honest, I suspect that running backs would let folks down, but I'm actually shocked at how many first round guys were drafted that are fans. Yeah, we had 10. We had 10 first round guys. That was last year we had 14 because of all the quarterbacks. This year we had 10. 2023 we had 10. 2022 we had 7. So no worries, Michael. No worries, Meatball. You can hop back in there though if you want. I might become a Dart guy though, to be honest. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about Jackson Dart if he gets in there. If you guys want to join the second mock draft here, join it. Right here's the link. Hop on in. I'm happy. Even the people that drafted with us in this one, we're gonna end this draft after the third round, and then we're gonna start up another one potentially. So, Burden to my Bears got me so hyped, even if it's confusing. I mean, for Caleb Williams, it's amazing, right? Now you're looking at a wide receiver room of DJ Moore, Adunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet is still there, right? Like, I don't know how it's all going to work out. But man, you got to be excited if you're a Bears fan. You definitely got to be excited. So, is it possible all Bears pass catchers get nuked? It's possible. I was just looking at DJ Moore's contract, and man, they cannot get out of that for the next 2 years. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be really, really tough to really predict that. I have no idea because, like, after I saw the Loveland pick, I was thinking actually Loveland makes sense for the Bears. He makes sense for the Bears because they have Cole Kmet. And so they can use Cole Kmet, kind of like how the Bills use like Kincaid and Knox together. And so like Loveland can play more of that like big slot role, and Kmet could be that more of just traditional tight end role. And so I thought like it all could kind of work with those three, Loveland, Adunze, and Moore. And now you bring in Luther Burden. You got to remember this is a new coaching staff, right? You got to remember this is a new coaching staff, and maybe like a Adunze is not their guy or something, doesn't fit their offense. I don't know. You just never really know. You just never really know. I just want to shout out Savion Williams here. So we're gonna stop this one, guys. We're gonna head over to the next one. If anyone wants to join, we got a bunch of spots open here, including myself. I'll leave it open, see if we can fill this up without myself joining. But link is in the description, is in the chat here. I'm gonna drop it in the chat again. But the good news is the Bears still won't have a 4K pass catcher. That'd be crazy, right? If Caleb doesn't throw for 4,000 yards still, that would be wild. That would be wild. Out of Rhythm Sports is here. Pat Bryant should be a third rounder. You mentioned it yesterday, Out of Rhythm, that you thought he could be a day 2 pick. And you called it, man. You called it. He was a day 2 pick. I know my my internet's kind of choppy right now. Hopefully it's not too bad, but yeah, I mean, you called it for sure. You definitely called it. So kudos to you. Yeah, let's get some more mocks going. Let's do it. We got some spots open. I'll let everyone join. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 spots open. We'd like to at least get a couple of more. And hopefully my internet's not crapping out. I see the notification that it's not good, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But yeah, I mean, what about predictions like Dylan Sampson, Cam Scattaboo? We got predictions for these players and where they're going to go. I mean, just looking at the 4th round, we got Titans on the clock, Jacksonville. I mean, the Giants at 105 can definitely take one of those guys. Jacksonville could. Jacksonville has a couple picks here coming up. The Bears still haven't taken a running back, right? They can definitely get one of those guys. Yeah, I would. So let's just say like Scadaboo or Samson goes to the Bears. Do they become like they have to jump a lot of these players, right? That are going. So still got some spots open, guys. I'm going to go ahead and claim a spot myself. I'm going to go to the 106 here. But yeah, if we still got 6 spots open, guys, would love to get this bad boy filled. If not, no worries. Bears and Jacksonville will take a running back in 4th or 5th. I feel like Scat has come to the Bears. Feels like the Bears would really like Scadaboo and DeAndre Swift would be a pretty nice combination, right? That, if you're trying to build the David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs build, right? Those 2 guys kind of fit that bill. I'm not saying they're as good as those players, but in terms of how they play, they kind of fit that bill a little bit. So anyone else want to join? Let's get anyone else up here. Cowboys still need a running back. That's true. Cowboys do need a running back. Who else? Saints could maybe take a running back. 49ers always take 4th round running backs. Maybe the Cardinals if they don't feel great about Trey Benson potentially. So we're going to give it just a couple more minutes, then we'll start this up, and I'll kind of fill in the gaps of the auto picks here. So, all right. Yeah. What about players that kind of gained value? Veteran players that have kind of survived. Like, how we feeling with some veteran players that have potentially survived here? Like, Tyrone Tracy is one that comes to mind. Now, again, if the Giants take someone in the 4th round, that might kill it. But like, we were worried it was going to be, early round 2 running back, and now it's early round 4 at best. So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 more spots. We got just a 2-minute warning here. He will re-sign Zeke. Yeah. Where does Dobbins going? Yeah, I have no idea where Dobbins. Maybe back to the Chargers, right, and mess all that up. Vikings will grab one too potentially. Yeah, I can see the Vikings grabbing someone. I can see it. Tank Bigsby stock, I'm happy with. Yeah, ETN as well. I mean, we'll see. They got a couple early 4th round picks though. Bengals running backs. Yep. And you just joined. Nice. Bengals running backs, you mean – Bengals running back. You just said one running back. Yeah, Chase Brown. I was going to say there's really only one there. Cowboys not retaining Rico remains baffling to me. Javonte Williams stock up, kind of, right? That's going up. We got 4 more spots, guys. If anyone wants to join, we got a 1-minute warning, and we're going to get this bad boy started. Don't want to keep everyone waiting. And we're running it back. We're doing a 12-team Superflex PPR 1.25 tight end premium. We're running it back. You know what? Let's do a non-tight end premium. We just did a tight end premium. Let's just do a 12-team Superflex PPR. No tight end premium. Just a 12-team Superflex PPR. Well, the Packers have a crowded receiving room. Absolutely they do. 3 spots left, guys. 3 spots left. Hop on in. Yeah, they absolutely have a crowded receiving room. I love Matthew Golden and Savion Williams, 2 of my favorite wide receivers in this draft class. Both go to the Packers. And I think that's very concerning for Jaden Reed. Because I think Savion Williams could be a better version of Jaden Reed, that gadget player. I think Savion Williams can be much better. So we're going to start this up. Don't have enough people in, but that's okay. Make sure it's linear here. I'll make the picks. We're going to do 3 rounds again, non-tight end premium, and let us go here. We'll get this bad boy started as we got Obsidiak. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but on the clock here with the pick. Brown, you forgot his name. Dallas will draft a day 3 running back. There's a lot of talent. There is a lot of talent. I mean, again, Scadaboo, Sampson, Giddens, Martinez, Blue, Devin Neal. There's a lot of, and we talked about this like as being a possibility, right? That there's so many good running backs that it could push a lot to early day 3, especially as like you're watching, okay, everyone else has the same idea, right? Packers are going to have to trade some of those, way too many. I think they move Watson/Reed and definitely Dobbs after this. I don't know if Romeo Dobbs has any value, really. Like, I really don't know. So, I really don't know if he has any value to trade here. I'm going to go ahead and take Cam Ward at the 102. I'm still between him and Omarion Hampton. I do think Omarion Hampton year 1, though, it's going to be a little bit tough. So, I don't know if they trade away Dobbs. I don't know if they just I don't think Savion's more of like that gadget type of player, though, right? I think they like Dobbs for what he does. And he kind of is just like, he's not for fantasy, he's not great, but he does everything right, So, and I think they value that. But, anyways, Michael, by the way, you're on Michael. Yeah, good name. You're on the clock, Meatball. Run with Golden, Savion, and Wicks. Reed is not that good. I will die on this hill, Packers fan. He's the only in good place. Yeah, and now you got Savion Williams, who's a better ball carrier than him, and that was a lot of Jayden Reed's value is his carries, right? A lot of his value is his carries. So, and now Savion's better. I don't know. I think Jayden Reed's better. Like, I don't think he's a bad player, right? I don't think he's a bad player, but Packers just don't use him like a every down every down like an 80%, 90% wide receiver. So you see Ted McMillan off the board. Interesting. So Omarion Hampton falls to the 104, which is pretty nice for Poopy. All Packers receivers are dead to me other than Golden. Yeah, that's probably true. It's probably true. Man, I love Savion Williams, though. And I think the Packers could use him the right way. I think they can use him the right way. Wasn't, as we see Travis Hunter off the board. So down with fun. You're not worried about Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. You're all in on him being, a top wide receiver in this draft class. Curious what your thoughts there are. Okay, Matthew. Good to know. Good to know. I can never remember YouTube names, sleeper names, Discord names. I can never remember them all. 108, 110, or the 110 and the 112, 212. Well, let's see where that gets drafted. Let's see where that goes here. Let's see where that goes, who those players are here, and then we'll make that determination. Quinshon Judkins off the board, deservedly so. Again, this is a non-tight end premium. Keep that in mind. Shock Dylan Sampson had been, so am I, man. I'm a big Dylan Sampson fan. Still kind of in on him, especially if he goes early 4th round. Dobbs is good for football, not so much for fantasy. Yeah, he's a killer for fantasy because he plays. He's on the field a lot, and he gets his touches and stuff like that. So, he's on the field a lot. You have the disrespect. James doesn't like the disrespect for Jayden Reed. I get it. Caleb Johnson off the board here. So that's a 3rd round running back off the board here. And I think I'll go ahead and I'll change it up a little bit here. I'm going to go Tyler Warren. For this team. Then we're going to go Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart here. Whether you like him or not, he's a 1st round pick at the quarterback position. And then let's go RJ Harvey. Let's take some RJ Harvey here. Again, like Sean Payton for running backs, I know we haven't really seen it for Denver. It's just been fantasy gold, right? And so, like, is RJ Harvey finally the guy that he can trust in? We'll see. We will see. I was hoping for Sampson would be day 2. My recent dynasty draft, I had Golden. Travion dropped to me at the 202. That's incredible value there. Incredible value there. Cass, I haven't heard from you. How you feeling about, we have our listener league and, you have all those picks, right? How you feeling about it? How this draft has played out? Happy, sad, kind of lukewarm? Let me know. Savion Williams can't catch. Yeah. I mean, you gotta like Savion Williams is a guy. To me, he's like Debo Samuel, Cordero Patterson, right? Like you give him end arounds, line him up in the backfield, wildcat, wide receiver screens, make it easy for him. Get the ball in this guy's hand. Get the ball in this guy's hand. Really glad so many of the backs are sliding to day 3. It's going to bamboozle my league mates big time. People going to struggle with their lack of draft capital and push quality backs down the board. I love it. Yeah. I still think a lot of these running backs will hold a lot of value if they go early day 3, early round 4. I still think a lot of them will hold some value there. As we see Loveland and Matthew Golden off the board here. I'll go ahead and grab Emeka Egbuka here. Something I think about with Emeka Egbuka is, when JSN was drafted through the Seahawks, we were all freaking out because of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And less than 2 years later, both those guys are gone, and JSN was a top 10 wide receiver last year. So, the NFL just changes so much. I don't expect a whole lot from Egbuka year 1 if Evans and Godwin and McMillan are all healthy. But by 2026, we could be talking about Egbuka as the best wide receiver on the Buccaneers pretty easily. As we see Luther Burden off the board here. Just drafted Tet. It might be on a delay for you. Harvey should at least be a second-round pick coming off the board if he's not in the first round. Yeah, I took him in the first. I'm all in on him, man. I'm all in on RJ Harvey. I just hope he's finally the back that Sean Payton is been looking for here. Just staying on sleeper, so I'll be listening and reading the chat comments tonight. Yeah, no worries at all. Reed wins only 29% of his time versus man, has an average separation of 1 yard, and against zone coverage wins 52% of the time with an average separation of 2.9 yards. Yeah, not great numbers there, right? I mean, that's not what you're looking for. What do you guys think of Trey Harris? We haven't talked about Trey Harris on the Chargers. Like it, love it, hate it. I love it for the Chargers. I love it for Justin Herbert. They desperately needed an X wide receiver. So now you have Ladd McConkey working over the middle. You have Quentin Johnston, who they're trying to kind of make as an X wide receiver, is not an X wide receiver. Let Quentin Johnston move all over the place, give him wide receiver screens, get the ball in his hand type of player. And now you have Trey Harris outside on as the X. My worry, though, is I don't really think for fantasy Trey Harris is going to be very good because I don't think he's out targeting Ladd McConkey. The tight end's going to come into play. The running backs are coming into play. Quentin Johnston's still going to get some targets, and they're going to run the ball 500 plus times, in my opinion. So I like it for the Chargers and all the pieces on the Chargers that we value, Herbert, McConkey, stuff like that. But I'm not a big Trey Harris guy. I don't think he's going to have – he's going to have to do it with touchdown volume, in my opinion. He's going to have to be a big touchdown guy. So yeah, he's going to have to be a big touchdown guy. I believe this is the first year TCU had 2 drafted during a draft, two wide receivers drafted in the same draft, huh? Interesting. I'd have to think about that. Loving Life, 12 picks in this draft is fire. Yeah. How many first round picks do you have, Kes? 103 through 110 is insane value. By the way, what was that? We haven't gotten there yet. It was the 108 or the 110 and the 212. So when the 212 gets drafted, we'll check that out here. Am I crazy for thinking this draft is deeper than last year? It's a quarterback wasteland. There just feels like an abundance of skill guys. Yeah. Possibly. I think the running backs really make it pretty deep, right? As we see Jaden Higgins off the board, a lot of wide receivers off the board, Besh off the board, Jalen Knoll off the board. I'll go ahead and grab Tyler Shuck. Did he even get drafted? Is he in the database? He is. I'm going to go ahead and take Tyler Shuck. I mean, this guy could be the week 1 starter for the Saints. Right? Like, can you make an argument for Shuck over Jackson Dart? Is there an argument for that? Just because he's going to have he has a clear path to starting week 1. Think about the Giants. They have Daboll. Now, maybe the Giants and Daboll and their GM, was it Shane? Is that their GM? Maybe they got the confidence in saying, you guys are good. You're going to be here in 2026. But let's just assume that they're on the hot seat. They're going to be very hesitant putting Jackson Dart in, right? They're going to roll with Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston, in my opinion. And if they're winning, they're gonna keep rolling with those guys. Now, you think about Kellen Moore as a rookie head coach. He has several years, right? He can throw Tyler Shuck in there week 1, and he's not going to lose his job, right? Like Kellen Moore, I mean. So I don't know. I think there's a sneaky argument. I don't know if there should be that much separation between Shuck and Dart. So I am on the clock here again. I'll go ahead and grab Dylan Sampson, even though he didn't get drafted. Is Kyle Williams on the board? He is. I'm going to take my boy Kyle Williams. I started to really fall in love with Kyle Williams the last few weeks. Him on the Patriots, I love, man. I love that. So Harris helps McConkey by drawing attention. I like it. Yep, I like that too. Brian, you're lame. You're lame. You missed it. You're not even here. No, we miss you. We wish you were here. Cass has the 105, 107, 110 in the 112. In the 112. I got a thumbs up from James with my Kyle Williams pick. Thank you, James. Legit think Shuck is the guy. People are clowning on the pick, but he seems good as long as he can stay healthy. Yeah, they're clowning on it a little bit because he's old too, right? Isn't he? He'll be like 26 shortly after the season starts. So, hey, man, I don't think the thing is, did the Saints have to draft him there? If they thought they could wait, they probably would have waited on him, right? Possibly. As we got Cass at the 212. I'm going to pause it after the second round. We're going to go back to the 108 versus the 110 and the 212 here. Okay, so would you rather have Caleb Johnson or Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe, or Quinshon Judkins and RJ Harvey and Kyle Williams? That's the question there. I might lean the 108. That seems to be kind of a tier right here, right? That 107, 108 kind of seems to be a tier there. In tight end premium, I think I lean the 108. Non-tight end premium, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys rather the 108 or the 110 and the 212? I might lean the 108. If it was like the 208, 209, I'd probably be in on the 110. I don't know if moving back from the 108 to the 110 is enough for me. In tight end premium, I think it's enough. In non-tight end premium, I don't think it's enough for me. Because I think in non-tight end premium, you're probably not going to see a tight end go. I mean, in my opinion, you shouldn't, but I don't know. We'll get this third round going here, and then we'll finish this up. Kyle Williams is a open field chain mover when it comes to the red zone targets. Not as much of a threat. Yeah. I really like Kyle Williams. Just like watching him play, you just kind of get the feeling like this guy's like a legit wide receiver that I think his skill set's going to translate over. I really love his ability to get open. He had a pretty good contested target percentage. So, his ability to get open is kind of showing there. And I think he can kind of be a little bit of a complete receiver here. I do have to make a pick for this team here. Scatterboo went. We'll go ahead and take DJ Giddens. Now let's go with the boy Pat Bryant. I don't think Tesla's in here. Is Tesla in the database? I'll have to double check. Not sure if Tesla's in the database here. Oh yeah, he is in there. He is in there. He's an interesting one, and the reason why is because and I mentioned this like a month or so ago about Jameson Williams. Like Lions are going to have to make a decision on Jameson Williams, and I don't know if they're going to want to pay him a bunch of money. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think they're going to want to pay him a bunch of money. As we'll get the auto pick here for PP. Sorry, PP, if you weren't if you didn't want to auto pick there, but I saw you on auto pick, so I thought you wanted it. But anyways, and the Lions have been really good at drafting as well. So like that's a sneaky one. They traded up to go get him. Like I wouldn't be shocked if we see Tesla as like the wide receiver 2 for the Lions in 2026. That wouldn't shock me. That wouldn't shock me at all. Terrence Ferguson off the board here. Ollie Gordon off the board. So 71% catch rate with Williams. Yeah. And his contested catch is over 50% as well, which is good to see. I really like his yards after catch ability as well. Like 8.4 yards after catch. That's one of the highest in this draft class. So I really like that. Really like that ability, his yards after the catch ability there. He's far down. Yeah. You're talking about Tesla. Savion Williams off the board here. Does Savion Williams make Jayden Reed redundant? That is the question we all want to know. Man. Man, oh man, oh man. What about this guy, Dylan Gabriel? I made a video on Dylan Gabriel. And I kind of talked about after the top 4 guys in Ward, Dart, Sanders, and Milroe. This was a month or so ago. So this was before Sanders fell off the board. But out of those 4 guys, I feel like Dylan Gabriel had a sneaky chance at like being something. I think he kind of has it all. He's just short and small. So I think he has the accuracy, his pre and post snap awareness and ability to kind of read pre and post snap. Like I said, his accuracy, putting the ball on point. He lacks a little bit in the arm strength and stuff like that. But so I don't know. I think he has like if he was a couple inches taller or several inches taller, we'd be talking about this guy. As a fringe first round pick, in my opinion. So we'll go ahead and take Elijah Arroyo here. And then we will finish it off with DJ Giddens. My boy DJ Giddens, please go early 4th round. Gabriel to the Browns is literally the worst place. The Browns signed his bust warrant by drafting him. Yeah. Yeah, not great. Not great, that's for sure. Not great at all. Ty Felton off the board. Trevor Etienne off the board. Ty Felton, by the way, he was the last pick for the Vikings. So crowded receiving room there, but anyways, we'll see here. You can go ahead and finish off the fourth round if you guys want here. Nice to make my own picks this mock. Tet, Burden, and Neal seem solid. Any feedback would be appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I probably would have taken Hampton at the 103 over Tet. But, I mean, I'm not going to argue too much for against Tet McMillan, who was a top 10 wide receiver. Like, top 10 wide receivers, there's not many of them that get drafted. And so, like, it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. Luther Burden is a great pick in the 203. It's just, man, it's so confusing with that Bears receiving room. Like, how much volume is going to be there for him? It's like, okay, if it was just a Dunze and DJ Moore, you could see something. Now you're throwing in Loveland and Luther Burden. What are we doing? And then Devin Neal, tough to know with Devin Neal. We just don't know where he's going to go. So, I mean, if he's a 6th round pick, I don't like it. If he's a 4th round pick, then I love it. So, Gabriel is a confusing pick for the Browns. No way they actually roll Flacco, right? Man, I don't know. It's a good question because I think we're all expecting Flacco to just pick up right where he left off with the Browns a couple years ago. I don't necessarily think that's the case, right? That could have just been lightning in a bottle type of thing. You know, the guy's 40 years old, so Dylan Gabriel's interesting. Also, if they're gonna kind of tank a little bit, the Browns, you know, they got a couple picks next year. Maybe they throw Gabriel out there and see what they got, and if he's no good, well, then he loses you games. So, Out of Rhythm says he had Ty Felton as a day 2 guy. Like he could maybe take away from Addison a little bit. Yeah, possibly. I just don't see him taking enough away from Madison and obviously Jefferson and Hawkinson. And we have a rookie quarterback, essentially. I know he's not a rookie, but and JJ McCarthy. So there could be kind of low volume there in passing. So keep the questions coming, guys. We'll stay live for a little bit longer here. I'll let that draft run out there. But so yeah, keep that keep the questions coming if you have them. I think the Rams will take someone like Howard here in the bottom rounds to potentially be a replacement for Stafford. I think Howard would be a solid quarterback. I honestly thought the Rams were going to take a quarterback with that. What they pick? They picked at the end of this 3rd round recently. What was it? Pick 90? Yeah, pick 90. I thought there was a good chance the Rams would have taken a quarterback there. I thought they would have potentially taken one there, and they didn't. But Moss, love the turn pick. I think he will be drafted early today. Who are we talking about there? Not sure who you're talking about there. But anyways, guys, we are going to do our giveaway. If anyone else wants to join, this is your last chance. This is your last chance to join the giveaway. We're going to spin our wheel here. Wheel of names. We have your names on there. The winner last night was Benno 0622. He's actually in one of our listener leagues. But if he doesn't show up, then our first replacement is Zad 7722, and then our second replacement is Ski. So we are gonna roll another one here. All you have to do in order to enter this giveaway is join our Discord. It's free, literally free, unless you count time as money. Then it's potentially not free because it's going to take you 10 seconds to join our Discord there. Go down to the giveaway section and just type a comment there. So I entered a couple of people who commented earlier today, but I'm gonna spin this bad boy here in just a couple of minutes. So if anyone who's watching wants to get in on it, hop on in. Also, make sure, guys, again, to like and subscribe. We're going to go live again Sunday evening. We're not going to go live tomorrow night. I will be busy, but we're going to go live again around 7 Eastern Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Sunday. So that's after all the draft is all said and done. And so, yeah, we'll go live again there. So just a couple more minutes before I spin this bad boy. Rams love Jimmy G. He is their 2 until they actually need a Stafford successor. Yeah, remember Stafford signed a big contract, so he might be playing for a couple more years there. McCord greater than Howard. Nice. I like it. The Tootin pick. Okay. Got it. You got it. Moss pick Tootin. Okay. Who do you think is having the best draft as a whole? And again, for fantasy purposes, as a whole, man, I'd have to go back and look at everyone's draft. Like I've been kind of following just fantasy relevant guys, not so much everyone else. I do think the Raiders for fantasy, yeah, the Raiders have been. So who'd they get? Genty and Besh, right? Is who they got. Yeah, I like that. For fantasy, I mean, you got to respect the Patriots. Travion Henderson, Kyle Williams is pretty nice for the Patriots, and Drake May. I really like that. Really, really like that. Yeah, I mean, the Bears. Yeah, I mean, the Bears are great for like their team, but But now you got Loveland, two guys that we like, Loveland and Burden, and you're adding them to, you're adding them both on the same team. When you already have DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, they're kind of doing the Seattle Seahawks from a couple of years ago, the JSN and Zach Charbonnet situation. Chargers. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know if Trey Harris is going to really be fantasy relevant. I'm trying to see if there's anyone that's taken 3 skill position players. All right, down with fun. We're not talking about real football here. No, I'm just kidding. No, they are killing it for real football. And for they're doing what they need to do. No excuses for Caleb, right? Absolutely no excuses. I was kind of looking. There's no one that's taken 3 skills position players, right? Not that I see. I'm surprised that the Titans didn't draft a receiver. They had some early picks, right? So I know they traded back for round 2, but I thought they would have. Normally when you see, like last year, you saw the Patriots, they took Drake May, right? They took Drake May, and then they took Polk. They took an offensive lineman in Javon Baker. A lot of times when you see these teams draft a quarterback, first in the first round, they really stock up on offensive players. But Titans went defense. They probably just followed their board a little bit, but I was a little bit surprised. I thought they would have taken. I thought they would have potentially taken a wide receiver there or a tight end or something. So like a Kyle Williams, a tight end in the 50s or so. Problem with the Bears as well. They are the Bears until proven otherwise. Also pretty murky for fantasy purposes. Yeah, Garlic Bread, you're John, you are a Packers fan, and Down with Fun is a Bears fan. So I know there's some hate there between the teams, that is. But anyways, we are going to spin this wheel here, see who the winner is. Let's go. The fancy wheel of names here. And we have, we almost said, do we have Mega Marv? No, we have Port Hog. Port Hog, I don't know if I've seen him on lately, but I'll write his name down. We're going to draw 2 backups, just in case Port Hog, I don't know, has quit fantasy football or something. We're going to do a couple of backups here. So Port Hog is the winner, but I'm going to give him a week to potentially claim that. Let's spin again and see the backups here. As we have Brand. Brand, I know, is around. He's in our listener league. We'll keep him in there. He's the first backup, and we'll go down to a third backup or a second backup, and we're not going to do a third because we have Post Nut Clarity. What a great name. We're not going to do a third backup because it's just not meant to be if 3 people don't claim it. So, but appreciate everyone. We'll answer some more questions here. If you guys have any questions, concerns about any of these guys, I'm going to put out a video at the end of the weekend, like really giving my thoughts about a lot of these guys. But yeah, I put out a video giving my thoughts about the first round guys and my concerns. I was not super excited for the first round personally, but yeah. People are going to be upset when QJ remains the 2 over Trey Harris. Hey, it definitely could happen. By the way, Tyler Conklin is another winner. He's seemingly the tight end for the Chargers, unless, they draft someone amazing in the 4th round. But Conklin, who he himself, pretty decent target getter over the course of his last 4 years. He had 3 straight years, by the way, of 87 targets. That's amazing. 87, 87, 87, 72 last year. And that was with 1 year of Kirk Cousins and then the garbage cans of Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle and Simeon and whoever else came in. I know Aaron Rodgers there for a little bit. So don't sleep on Tyler Conklin being a big part of this team for sure. Titans have 2 of the best wide receivers in the NFL. They don't need, Yeah, okay. Hey, and don't forget they have Tyler Lockett now. Tyler Lockett's going to come in. Appreciate you very, very much, Meatball. I just call you Meatball. So I saw your message. I will definitely put you into the third listener league because we want to get that set up. We got about a few more spots open there. So, but anyways, I think that will do it. Again, we're going to be live again Sunday evening after all is said and done here. Appreciate everyone for hopping in and enjoy round 3, at least the first couple of rounds. Still some fantasy relevant guys out there, so enjoy it, and I will see you guys all Sunday evening.